Why I don't like drinking. So for the past, I don't even know, over 4 years now, I haven't drank. I mean, other than, a glass of wine or two or something like that, or like a whiskey, I haven't, on very, very special occasions, I haven't drank in over 4 years. And I learned a lot from not drinking. First, I learned this good lesson, and I'll share this with you guys. Drinking is so socially acceptable that you just drink all the time. Like there's no like almost there's no limit to it. You go to somebody's house, they offer you a beer, they offer you a drink, they're drinking. Um, you go to a social event, same thing. Like you're expected to go up to the bar, you're expected to get drinks. And then, it comes with these expectations like, hey, if you have a drink, it's social. It helps me loosen up. It helps me do all these things. And you end up just drinking kind of regularly. Like you don't have a social interaction without drinking. So what I learned about that is I remember when I first stopped drinking, I felt like a weirdo not drinking. I'll be honest with you guys. It felt odd to go into a social situation and not drink. And I thought in the beginning I had to explain myself, like, hey, I'm not drinking but nah, you don't need to do that. I just thought that in the beginning, but no one actually cares. No one cares. You just say, no, no, thanks. And that's it. Or no, not today. Just something just like casual. Like you don't even need to worry about it. But I think there's such a societal pull towards drinking that even when you stop drinking, that expectation is there. Kind of like explain yourself. Why are you not drinking? You think you owe that person an explanation to why you're not drinking. The other thing I noticed about not drinking is your mind gets clear real quick. So it took probably 8 to 9 months for my mind to fully flush out the alcohol. And I don't know if that's normal or what the deal is. And it's not like I was a terrible heavy drinker, but I drank very regularly, right? Because that's what you do. Like, good day at work, have a drink. Bad day at work, have a drink. It's Saturday, have a drink. We're going out somewhere, have a drink. It's Sunday, have a drink. There was always a reason, right? There's always a reason to quote unquote have a drink. So I was of that mentality. And when you come off alcohol, that first 30 days is a doozy, or whatever. Even after that, like the first couple months is a doozy because you have that pull, like you want to do it, right? And then after that, it becomes a lot easier. And then I think probably I could have calculated it, but I didn't. I just, in reflection, 9 months later, I'm pretty sure it's about the right 8, 9 months it took for my mind to just kind of get over that hump and be clear in all situations. Um, and I think that was the alcohol completely getting out of my system, like fully, fully, fully. And it's funny, I'll look back at pictures, right? My wife will show pictures of back in the day of, when I was drinking. And whatever, I was fit. I've always been fit. I could always run, swim, and lift weights. It doesn't matter. I've always been fit. But you can see in my face, I had wine face, right? And I just like made a joke of it, and I just referred to it as wine face. Just like there's like a softness. There's a softness to my face, a softness to my cheeks, a softness to you could see it in every single picture. And then every picture going forward, it's not there anymore. There's no softness to my face anymore. So anyway, why I'm saying that, I think it takes also that 9 months to kind of cycle out of your wine face and for things to start to get get taken out of you because your body has to get rid of all that extra pudge of all that sugar calories that you ingested for who knows, decade, 2 decades, maybe for you younger guys, a couple of years. The other thing I noticed about not drinking is you get very clear minded in situations. So while everybody's having a drink and they're mind begins to get altered, and you know that it does when you quit drinking, because once you quit drinking and then you have a drink, you could see immediately one drink alters your train of thought and how quick you are, how you function, your tongue, your morals, all that stuff. Like, you don't want to remove those walls. We'll just say that. Like, and I think a lot of guys go through, they're taught it's a good thing to remove those barriers and those walls and to quote unquote relax. But nah, you end up not relaxing because you end up making stupid mistakes or saying things you shouldn't say. And I've met a lot of guys like that where I'll be dead sober at an event and they're drinking and they're saying some stuff they probably shouldn't say, and you can almost account for it. I don't blame them for any of that stuff. I know that it's the alcohol's effect upon them and loosening their tongue and loosening their mind and them saying stuff they normally wouldn't say. They normally keep themselves in check. And I think there's something to be said for that. You want those barriers, you want those fences, you want those walls. They're important. They're important factors. The other thing I noticed when I stopped drinking as well is my clear-mindedness with the wife was very important, right? When you have, and marriage comes with its own stripes and its temperamentalness. If you're drinking and it's during a temperamental time and your wife gets naggy, like, it's easier to loose your tongue, right? And to say stuff you shouldn't say, and then it just makes a mess, right? It gets messy because you're saying stuff you normally wouldn't say ever under any circumstances, but because you had a couple drinks, your tongue is loose and your mind is loose and you say dumb things and you end up apologizing for those dumb things because they were legit dumb and you shouldn't have said them. But then that just like diminishes you in her eyes, like immediately. And it's something that could be solved quickly by not drinking. Or not drinking regular, only drinking that once a year amongst other men, around like a campfire or something like that. Or only drinking, a couple times a year. It's like at Thanksgiving, it's 2 glasses, your mind stays clear, in a situation like that. And you know what to look for because you're out of the drink. You're out of the barrel. You're out. It's done. So your mind stays clear. So you kind of almost know what to expect if you have 2 drinks. You have more control. When you drink less, you end up having more control over the times that you do drink because you know how it affects you. You know how it affects other people because you could finally see it. And I'm telling you guys this as somebody who drank for, I don't even know, man, like drank regularly for 20 years. Like, that's a long time to drink for. So you get so accustomed that you can't see beyond it. You get accustomed to the feeling of social situations, having a drink, your tongue getting loosened, those walls and those barriers coming down. And I can tell you, I've made a lot of bad decisions while drinking. I cannot tell you how many bad decisions I made while being sober because it's almost none. Like, the rational brain is there. The barriers are there. Everything's in check. It's all the time. So I can count. I mean, it's probably thousands of situations, thousands of things I shouldn't have said, thousands of arguments I shouldn't have been in, thousands of situations I probably shouldn't have been in because of the drink. And I can count on how many situations that I've been in like that since I don't drink. It's actually 0. It's 0. There's no times. There's a couple times where anger has gotten the best of me, but it wasn't because of drink. It was because I didn't have kind of a handle on that anger. You know, that type of anger where it just pops out as guys. And sometimes it's not righteous anger. It's not good anger. It's not like the corrective anger. It's kind of a mean, spiteful, nasty anger. So I'll say this. I would recommend for you guys to kind of bump out of the culture, bump out of drinking. You don't need to make excuses for your drink. You don't need to feel like an odd guy out going somewhere and not having a drink. It also inspires other people because sometimes they'll be like, oh, like, why aren't you drinking? Like, nah, I just don't drink. Like, they think you have a problem with drinking. You say, no, I just don't do it. Like, I found I feel really good not doing it. And they'll start asking questions like, hey, like, tell me more about that. Like, they'll want to know, like, how did you do it? Because they want to get free. Because they don't want to do stupid things. They don't want to get into stupid arguments with their wife. They don't want to have their senses dulled. So you could help a lot of guys out like that. So I recommend strongly to everybody, just don't drink, man. Essentially don't drink. Other than a couple times a year, or maybe the type of person that can't even drink a couple times a year, just don't drink, period. And just anticipate the first month, those first couple months will be kind of hard. After that, it'll get a lot easier. And then, close to a year in, you're going to be very clear-minded, and you're going to start to see those situations unfold in front of you, and you'll start to see who you are outside of the drink. Because the only thing you've known for a long time is drinking during those situations. You'll see those situations from a new angle, a new light. So that's it, guys. Subscribe if you like this stuff. Share it. I hope it helps out.